Welcome to Raw Take, everyone. As you know, we just had our regular show, but we're gonna touch on some other stories that couldn't make it to our main show. But these are also very important stories, stories of racism, stories of COVID. So we just really feel like these things are something that the community should also know.
Yeah.
So starting with um, racism at dinner. At the Ozo Bay restaurant in Baltimore, a black boy and his mother was denied service because of the basically because of the color of their skin. Um, they gave the reason for him being denied because he didn't have on dress clothes or casual clothes. He had on athletic wear. But as you
Yeah.
can see in a video that we're about to show, there was a white boy in the restaurant and he had on athletic gear too.
So unfortunately, we do have a dress code. If you have some non-athletic shorts.
But that white kid out there can't be here with his tennis shoes on and his athletic shirt.
So we allow tennis shoes, but not athletic shorts and t-shirts.
He has on you telling me that's not an athletic shirt? Not that one, but you telling me that little boy who just ate here does not have on an athletic shirt.
So guys, as we see the blatant racism of this company, of the Ozo Bay restaurant. I mean, as you can see, the little white boy had on almost the exact same clothing. I mean, it's the exact same type of clothing. It's athletic gear, and
Yeah.
for the little black boy and his mother to be denied service, and you see somebody basically just like you, the only difference is the color of your skin, and they're they're being seated, they're able to eat comfortably, then leave, and you're being denied service. I mean, to me, that's so crazy. That's the world we live in. I mean,
Yeah.
the racism is just so blatant. There's no more hiding it. There is absolutely no more hiding it. And the thing that we have to look at with this restaurant is connected with the Atlas Restaurant Group in Baltimore, and this company has had many problems with race. They've banned at another one of the restaurants. You can't have baggy clothes or bandanas or anything of that nature. And I feel like that is just a way to deter black people. I mean, actually, black people don't even really wear their pants baggy anymore. So I mean, you can really just get rid of that. And to wear headbands and stuff like that, I don't understand what's the problem with like a headscarf or something like that. I mean, they're just blatantly being racist. And what we have to this story goes a little bit deeper because the Atlas Restaurant Group, they have ties with Sinclair Broadcasting, which is a far right broadcasting company that supports fake news, and they do a bunch of hit pieces on left wing candidates and Democratic candidates of that nature. So, I mean, it's two racist companies basically teaming up together. And that's what you see.
Huh.
You see them being racist towards black people. You know, Sinclair Broadcasting has a history of shady business and basically racism. And for them to, I'm not surprised that they're connected with this company. I mean, the racists like to roll together, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like it. The video to me it was pretty sad that the little boy had to go through that experience that at such a young age or experience that at all for that matter. Um, and the dress code, I did see that they have the dress code that they actually do have it in set. They actually are like kind of revising it. They're removing some stuff and removing some restrictions against kids under 12. Um, but the dress code that they already had in motion, um, it was a dress code that already seemed like it's targeted the black community, the things that they know that black people were known to wear when they came up with this dress code. Those are the things that's not allowed. Um, so now I feel like, if they revise it, they're just gonna revise it to what black people are wearing now. It almost feels like the moment you leave your house, you need to be like you on a reality show,
Yep.
record everything, because you never
Everything.
know,
Never
never
know.
know when that time comes where either you may be, uh, uh, you know, approached, or you may catch someone else being mistreated,
Yeah.
uh, that's black. So, hey, I am so for recording as much as make sure your phones are charged, black people. So when you leave the house, you just go to shooting. If you got to
Yeah.
buy a second phone, it ain't got to be activated. You can use Wi-Fi to connect it
Shoot, they could
later.
use an old phone.
Yeah, man, whatever it takes, man, because right now that's what we have to use to fight with. And I'm glad that the mom was video recording the whole incident. And sometimes though, I feel like firing is not enough. So I was pleased to see that she had an interview, and I was pleased to see that she had her lawyers there with her.
Mhm.
So that they kind of let me know that she's not done with this. Um, can we go into the clip of the?
Yeah,
Well,
I was just
actually,
about to say
actually,
that.
we're gonna play a clip of the her response and in the interview when she was asked about uh how the manager approached her, what was said, how she feels about how it was targeted towards her son.
And what do you think the managers, why do you think they would not let you inside the restaurant?
I can't really say why they wouldn't let me in the restaurant originally, but once I pointed out to the guy that there was a white kid there with similar dress, I can only imagine that it was based on the fact that Dallas was black. And I kept on insisting that, I'm sorry, that, it's okay. It's okay. I kept on insisting that, the white kid has on the same thing that Dallas has on. Why won't you let my son in? And he just would not, regardless of how hard I pushed for him.
Yeah,
So, guys, as we see this strong black woman, you know, defending her son, and she breaks down crying because it's sad. Her son had to experience racism at the age that he's at. I think he's under 11 or 12. So, to be that young and have to experience this racism, I know that has to hurt her. It
yeah,
it it hurts trying to be strong for your son, and you got this racist world, and it's like everything is falling apart right now. I really commend her for just being, a strong black woman. She
yeah.
reminds me a lot of my mom.
Yeah, I believe he's 9. His name is Dallas. Her son, he's 9. Um, man, honestly, it makes me feel uh, if I wanted to have a child, it would make me feel like kind of reluctant or fearful. So I want to even bring a child into this world right now with the way things are, with the way the racism. Who want to? Why, it's almost like why would I want to bring my child into this kind of environment?
Exactly.
Um, for them to possibly be mistreated or even in the future become a statistic. Why would I want to do that? I'm not saying that for people who do want to have kids to, get scared and not have kids, but
Yeah.
it's just a thought. It's just a feeling that I have personally. That's why, man, I'm glad that my son is grown, and at the same time, I constantly pray for him because you never know, man. You
That
never
you
know.
never know. You just never
You
know,
never
man.
know.
It's like, when you send your kids out there into the world, it's a really dangerous place, especially if you look like us and at this time and climate. Because we
Yeah,
really have a target. all black and brown people we have a target on us right now, guys.
Yeah,
And, like I said in the last show or in the earlier show,
yeah,
you have to move carefully, guys, because I mean they control the cops, the law, the government. I mean, they are in power. And until we start to, get involved in the system and rush to vote and do things of that nature, we, we, we just won't see the change that we wanted to see.
exactly, exactly.
And so, in seeing all of this stuff, a black teen in Wisconsin, her last name is Burstein, I think. I can't get the
Yeah,
young lady's first name right,
it's
but
I think it's Althea,
Althea,
Yeah, Althea Bernstein,
yeah,
18 year
and
old.
18-year-old black woman. And at a stop sign, I think she was walking, and she heard racial slurs, and then all of a sudden she knew she had lighter fluid was being thrown on her, and then a lighter was thrown on her, and her neck was on fire. I
Yeah,
mean, this is 2020, and you got people being lynched, and you have people being burned while they're walking. This is a repeat of the 1960s. I don't care what you say, how advanced you think we are, how great you think we are. We are not that great when you can be a black person and be almost burned alive. I mean, this is insane. I don't know this is like the Twilight Zone. I mean, you can't even
man.
walk. You can't even you can't do anything. You cannot be a black person in America. And people will say, "Oh, you're being overboard. You're going overboard. It's not that bad." Do you
No,
watch the news? Do you watch this show? Do you not hear about the
yes,
stuff that we talk about day in and day out that is constantly happening to black people? I mean, this is
yeah.
no joke.
Yep, no, it's no joke. It's no laughing matter. It's very serious, and it is overbearing, man. The reality of it, because sometimes it still seems like you're watching like one of those old movies from back when the presidency was dominant. That's how it seems like this is not even real. Maybe I'm dreaming. I'm wake up, but the truth is this is our reality.
Yeah,
And we do have a target on us, the black and brown. But however, I will say that although the brown does have a target, I feel like they have a different kind of target than we do,
yeah,
because the majority of the lynchings and the hangings that are and the killings, police brutality is towards the black community.
yeah, yeah,
And I do want to point that out. Nothing, not to take away from the oppression that the brown may be facing, but um, this thing has been black and white uh, since the beginning.
yeah,
Like I said in another show, this thing started in the biblical days,
yeah,
so it's not anything new. And right now, um, being black in America is like, I don't know. It's like we are out of place or something. Like we're made to feel like we don't belong here or something. Like we're supposed to be.
yeah.
It almost made me want to just go to Africa. I almost say back to Africa, but I'm not from Africa. but but it almost makes me want to just go to Africa where I won't have to worry about white people hanging me. I may have to worry about some other folks
A
hanging me
lion.
or something. But I almost would rather worry about the lion you know than the people,
Yeah,
because the lion doesn't have a system to beat me with. I could stop the
exactly.
lion, and but here, like, they have a system that we definitely need to be more involved in. And until, like you said before, until we get involved in that system, the system is going to be above us. It's
Yeah,
going to is going to overshadow us, overpower us. And uh, here's the thing: when we do start getting into the system, we need to know why we're there, and we need to use that for the benefit of the black community, not for self or not towards, not to uplift someone in office, President Trump or whoever, but we need to use those resources, that system, to better position our black community and build
Yeah.
us up. Because right now, uh, I'll be honest, the white folks know that we're not weak. We're not weak by a long shot. And that's what they're scared of.
Hmm. Oh
That's what
yeah.
they're scared of. And it's always been known that people fear what they don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand how these black people still strong after all that we've done to them. They still strong. They still have
Exactly.
their own identity. Because if they can take that our identity, that's what they want to do. And so they don't understand us. So let's keep them not understanding us. Let's show them who
Yeah.
we are. And I'm not saying, we want to start a revolution, or I'm not encouraging, no violence or anything like that. But what I am encouraging is unity amongst ourselves so that we can make the right positive stand so that we can possibly, implement change that we want, that we need, and that we deserve.
Yeah. I mean, just to think it's 2020 and you have people being set on fire, people being hung. I mean, you would think that we're living in a movie, or if we're still living in the 60s. But you talked about going back to Africa, and I know at the turn of the 19th century they had I think it was the 20th century, they had Marcus Garvey, who his whole message was getting black people to go back to Africa. And I mean a lot of that sentiment I kind of really agree with. But I mean a part of me feels like, and this is just me, I feel like, this is my home, this is my land, and I'd be damned if I let a white person try and kick me off. You know,
Yeah.
I just be clear, like, y'all gonna have to like put me in the ground and ship me off of here, because I'm not going. My grandfather fought for this land, you know. Nope, nope. I'm not
Yeah.
going nowhere, man. I'm a fight to make this place what it really is. Because you know what? Honestly, if you really think about it, as you look at it, the American people, they've sold us a fake bill of goods. I mean, everything that they told us how great this land was and the land of opportunity, that's a lie. That is a lie. If you're a white male, then yes, maybe that's the future you can possibly get. But if you're anything else other than a white male, then you're not getting that. It's hella hard for you to try and get it. So I'm just man, like you said, I wish we could do a funny story. I wish we could do, some funny celebrity news, but we can't, because this is our reality. This is what it is. This is what it is to
Yeah.
be a black person in 2020. I mean, you gotta
Yep.
be careful, because you never know. Somebody might hang you. Somebody might shoot you. Somebody may throw lighter fluid on you. You just don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm glad that story came to the light of Althea Bernstein and her getting burned by these four white guys. Because it was said that the press had basically not, they had basically overlooked it. This happened on Wednesday of this week, and politicians and everything didn't really, give ear to it until Thursday,
Yeah.
because they were too busy worried about the statues being torn down. Um, but a statue does not have red blood running through its veins. It doesn't have veins. It is not a person. It's just the image of a person. So human life got to be more valuable than a statue.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna use resources and all of this, then how about we put that towards, real human life? You know,
Yeah.
knocking a statue down, you didn't lose nobody. That's not,
Exactly.
no one didn't die. It wasn't, there's no brutality against a statue. It's not a person. They don't have rights
Yeah.
or anything, but we do.
Yeah.
So,
But you know what I think that goes to show? I think that goes to show how legislators aren't willing to do the real things to for change. It's
yeah,
easy to be like, "Oh, we need to take down these statues," but the people getting hung and shot and burned alive, "Oh no, we're not going to do nothing for that, but we will take down these statues." I don't care about a statue. I mean, I don't get
mm-mm,
me wrong, I want the statues to come down, but if it's making real legislative decisions to help me or to remove a statue, then please help me. Don't forget the statue.
exactly. Exactly, because the statue is not going to hurt you or help you.
Exactly.
There's way more important things to even worry about a statue because, for one, the statue may represent something, that we don't like or whatever that happened in the past or whatever the statue represents to whoever it represents it to. That statue still is just a statue. It is
Yeah.
insignificant because what needs to be focused on is today, not
Yeah.
what happened in the past. Forget that. It's
Yeah.
the past, so it should stay there. But we need to focus on it. There's too many issues that's prominent right now that we need to focus on. And people, the system just has his mind and his eyes, everything just in the wrong place at the
Yeah.
wrong times.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem. They
Yeah.
need to pay attention to the real problem at hand and stop basically creating problems that's insignificant. It doesn't benefit anyone tearing the statues down.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit anyone leaving the statues up.
Exactly.
So, but this woman almost lost her life because you're paying attention to statues.
Yeah. But you said something really. You said people are. Which you just said people are making the wrong decisions, and I mean our politicians are definitely making the wrong decisions. I mean, you look at Greg Abbott and how he opened up Texas way too soon. Now on Wednesday's show, I said that we were gonna that they were gonna probably shut down and close everything down this Friday. The Houston, Harris County, and a couple of other counties around Texas have shut down. I mean, we're back to square one,
Yeah,
and I mean it's because of the negligence of people like Greg Abbott and him choosing the economy and being a lapdog of Donald Trump instead of actually helping the people that he was put in office to serve. I mean, to me that is crazy. I can't believe that this guy was I mean, he was just so ready to open up Texas and
yeah,
Donald Trump was in his ear because Trump was like you got to open back Texas. You got to open back Texas. And now Texas has been open and now we're closing again because the virus has skyrocketed. They're talking about using Reliance Stadium as a place to hold sick people. I
yeah,
mean, do you understand how bad things are, people? Can you please stop saying that this is a hoax? This is not a hoax. This is real life. This stuff is going to continue to happen. I mean, please wear a mask. Please wash your hands. I mean, that is what we have to do. And stay home. Do not leave. Stay home, please. I mean,
yeah,
people are going to be like, well, that's infringing upon my freedoms. But let somebody get sick. Let one of your loved ones get sick, and then then come talk to me. Come talk to me then.
yeah. I totally agree. This coronavirus is nothing to play around with. It's nothing to ignore. It is real. It is serious. People are getting sick. Some people are dying, and although the death toll is not as high now as it was before, um, the cases are higher,
Yeah.
and as the cases continue to rise, there will be more deaths. Um, so yeah, we got to take this thing serious. And I still hear people blaming the whole thing on the millennials, but because I think that the like older people, because of what was put in, what was said as far as older people being more um, vulnerable to to the disease, then a lot of more older people started staying at home. And when they reopened the city, older people were still staying at home.
Yeah.
But they reopened the city. So what do you expect? People are going to go, and people were tired of being, locked up at home. So people got out, and so the spread of the disease and the spike in the numbers didn't come just from people going out, millennials going out, spread the disease. Because guess what? Had you not reopened too soon,
Hmm.
we wouldn't be having this spike. So no, it's not the
Exactly.
millennials' fault. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Abbott, Trump, you guys take the blame.
Yeah.
How about that?
And a lot of people are going to blame the protests. And my thing is, I mean, maybe the protests do have a little something to do with it, but people are failing to realize the numbers were going up before the protest happened. I mean, we had opened up Texas, I think, 2 weeks before that. So the
Hmm.
numbers were already starting to come up. I
Yeah,
mean, why is it so? People are. I know so many people are trying to say, "Oh, but y'all were protesting," and I mean, we were in protesting a racist injustice system. I mean, I'm sorry, we got to fight multiple battles right now. We fighting against Corona and racism. I'm sorry.
let me say this real fast. If they want to blame it on the protesters had the country not reopened too soon, that maybe wouldn't have been any protesting. Because maybe George Floyd would have stayed at home. How about that?
Or maybe we just don't have the cops killing us, for no reason, and maybe we wouldn't have no protests at all. How about
Exactly. Yeah.
let's go with that idea? Don't kill us, we won't protest. I mean,
Right.
shoot. I mean, and you people should be happy that we're just protesting. I mean, black people are the calmest people I know, but you can't get us mixed up with our grandparents' generation because a lot of young black people, we are not having it. They are not having it.
Exactly.
There was a story that I wanted to do that of this racist white woman saying the N word, calling this black woman the N word at a gas station, and the black woman started to beat her up. Hey, I mean, I don't condone violence, but if you call me the N word, I black out, and whatever happens afterwards, I don't know what happened, who, what, when, where. There's blood on
I,
my
g-
hand. Oh, I'm sorry.
hey, I got 5 words for you. If you do some crazy stuff like that, you brought it on yourself.
I mean, I mean that's the truth,
She
man.
brought it on herself, man. Hey, if you big enough to say it, you big enough to take the consequences for
Exactly, in front of a black person's face. Like, I know
it.
Trump has emboldened them that much, but please, racist white folks, don't get hurt because of the orange pill. Because you know what, he ain't gonna be there swinging, fighting for you. It's gonna be you and that
Exactly.
black person you just called the N word, and they got
Yeah.
400 years of oppression. Just bah bah bah. So
Yeah.
don't
Trump
do it.
Trump ain't gonna take that beating for you. He's not gonna take the
Uh-uh.
bullet for you.
Uh-uh.
So
No, man.
yeah, don't get it twisted.
No. People,
But black, I'm glad that the younger generation is not having it. I'm glad that but the problem though is I think now they're trying to use the police to instill that fear
yeah.
in the generation now,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can put them, because the older generation, even back when there was slavery, they wasn't putting up much of a fight because
Mm-hmm.
they had already instilled that fear in them.
Yeah.
Um, but today we have the younger generation that don't have that fear.
Yeah,
Heck, the
they
younger
don't have.
generation, they don't even fear their own parents. So they don't
Mm-mm,
fear no police or nothing. So I
exactly.
think that, if the police make you feel, if they can succeed in making the generation now feel like you better watch yourself because I'm up here and you're down there. Um, and if you say something to me or look at me wrong, I might shoot you. If they can instill that fear in in the generation now, I keep saying our generation, but in the generation now, then they got us if they could do that.
Yeah.
But I I I can't say that I see that happening
Mm-mm.
because the young generation, they're tired of what they're seeing now. They don't even have to know about what happened in the 60s. They can
Yeah.
see it right now.
Yeah.
And that's what make them tired of it right now. And that's what make them take a stand. And so I'm all for it, take a stand. You know, I don't think that they should take a violent stand, but, take a stand, fight the system with the system.
Yeah. Fight the system with the system. But man, that with that, the system is made to be against us. So even with fighting the system, even with us using the system to fight against it, I think even with that, we could only go so far. I'll
You're right.
never condemn racism or even violence, but I feel like sometimes it will come to that, especially because people don't want to lose their power. These racists don't. That is to them. That is like their lives are over. So they're like, I would rather fight than have you come on top. Because I think a lot of racist white folks think that if we do get into power, that we're gonna treat them the same way they treated us. And the thing is, black people are not like that. We've already forgiven people for slavery. Why are
Yeah,
you still afraid of us putting y'all in shackles and chains? That's not us. We aren't you. You do that to us. We don't do that to y'all. There's a
right.
difference.
We just want everybody to be unitized, to be together,
Exactly.
as the Constitution said, a people of the people. That's what we want. We don't want segregation. We want everybody to be, I want to be able to mingle with white people or even other races for that matter, and just be one. Not be because guess what? When God looks at us, He doesn't see, oh, you're black and you're white, you're Chinese, you're Mexican. He see people,
Yeah, he see his
and
children.
we're supposed to mimic, our lives on what God says in the Word. So we're supposed to also see people as people and not as colors or by race or whatever, but as people.
Yeah.
That has been the downfall of humanity for a long time. So
Okay.
anyway, so that's pretty much all I had to say. Yeah, I'm done, man. Just let's end this up before I keep going.
So, guys, that's our special show.